What kind of role can agriculture play in bringing these countries together?
20 years ago, the answer would have been none. But in that 20-year period, global food security has crept up the ladder to where in 2009, I met with the Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense, Condoleezza Rice and Bob Gates, and who said, we believe global food security is now this part of national security. And as we look ahead for the next 25 years, the problems the world is confronting of if you don't have enough food, if prices are too high, it leads to massive migrations, instability, food riots, as we saw in 2008 during the great food price crisis. And so agricultural diplomacy is now much more important, much more on the radar, much more on the agenda, and particularly if you look ahead to say what could be coming. And so whether there is stability or whether there is chaos, whether the world is producing more, organized in a way people's lives are being elevated, or is it all crumbling and people increasingly affected by crises and food riots, and as a result societies are collapsing inward, and hunger and food becomes less available, and hungry people are migrating and trying to get to places where there is food. And if, God forbid, there's more warfare like we see today in Ukraine with Russia, what they're doing, that's so dramatically impacting the supply of wheat in the world. The ramifications are already being felt in Africa. I believe, when I'm asked, all these other problems, they're terrible problems in the U.S.-China relationship. They can't be swept aside. They have to be dealt with. But we have to find a way at the same time that China and America can carve out a way to work together to uplift those parts of our planet and to ensure that the people who are hungry now or would be hungry later are saved from that fate.
What has been the impact, do you feel, of this Phase 1 trade agreement? What is for you the impact of these huge agricultural exports to China from the US?
I believe that they are critical element of good feelings. And as prices go up, feelings are better. So now, we're approaching $8 corn and $15 soybeans, which are very high numbers. And when that happens, farmers are happy, they're going to make a profit, and that translates into good feelings, good atmosphere in Iowa, in the Middle West, in the heartland, wherever agriculture is a huge entity. That's a positive, and that can help keep the relationship becoming totally skewed, totally off balance, totally one that's at each other's throats and constantly arguing, bickering, and running the risk of it getting worse and worse.